Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting for the city of San Juan at 6 p.m. May we rise for invocation. Mr. Arjona, can you lead us, sir?
Bow our heads, dear God, we come today to honor you and to remind ourselves of a pivotal place in our lives. We ask for your blessings on this meeting. We ask that your wisdom will guide us as we seek to accomplish the goals on today's agenda. Thank you for the opportunity you give us to serve you and to serve this community. May our actions and our attitudes please you this day. In your name we pray, amen. Amen. North.
Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Mayor, if I may. I just wanted to say thank you to the city of San Juan, to the staff, everybody up here on the board. During my time, my dad passed away, as you all know. So I'm really grateful for all the thoughts and all the prayers, for the flowers, for the accommodations, and for attending my dad's services. For those of you that don't know, trying to stay calm. My dad served as commissioner here in the city of San Juan. He served place 3 back in '96. And he served his 3 terms. And I'll say it 100 times over. I know y'all have already heard this, but we made history. He got to see me be elected into the same seat he served back in '96. So in his honor, I plan to do the best that I can in this seat for the staff, for the city, working as a team to honor him. So thank you again, everybody, for all the condolences, the messages, the calls. Our entire family really appreciates it. So thank you so much.
Thank you. So with that being said, I'd just like to have a moment of silence for Commissioner Santian. Thank you. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and go, I guess, out of order. And I'm going to go ahead and before I move on, public comments. Do we have anything? No? Okay. Under presentations, I'm going to go ahead and go to D, to the presentation of Keep San Juan Beautiful and Department of Utilities Art Contest winners.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening, sir.
The City of San Juan Department of Utilities partnered up with the Keep San Juan Beautiful and the Hidalgo County Irrigation District Number 2 to sponsor an art contest to bring awareness to water conservation and also to beautify the city. We had the contest. We do have 3 winners, and the art that they draw will be eventually placed on different irrigation standpipes throughout the city. There's some select ones that we're going to try to do right in front of the different schools. At this time, I would like to bring up the president of the Keep San Juan Beautiful so she can make some comments. I'm sorry, secretary, sorry.
Good evening. On behalf of the Keep San Juan Beautiful Board, in partnership with HEB and Hidalgo County Irrigation District Number 2, we would like to thank all our participants for submitting their artwork. Congratulations for your creativity in water conservation and art skills. And also a thank you to our YMS art teacher, Ms. Ramirez, and Ms. Garza from Sorensen Elementary, and also to the parent, Vanessa Flores. So you have Madison. At this time, we're going to announce our winners.
And so we have 3 winners?
3.
3
Correct.
winners.
So
Awesome.
the first one up on the screen, you'll see that is Ashley Cimental.
Ashley. Right.
And they're also being rewarded a $100 gift card.
Awesome.
So 3 different levels of Ashley's, she was the older kids, right?
I'm sorry?
It was 3 different levels, or was it?
They're all winners. They're like all going to
So
be.
initially, the way it was 1 elementary, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. However, we
Yeah,
didn't
that's what I was-
receive the high school participants, so we selected 2 middle schools.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, I just want to see the tears. Congratulations.
And then our next winner is
The next one is
Isaí Anthony Cisneros.
Medals? All right.
Congratulations.
That's nice.
And we have one more. Madison Jade Flores. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, let's take, we can take.
Y'all want to line up right here in front?
Get a quick picture.
You look, no video, but congratulations. Congratulations. Awesome. Congratulations, guys. Now it's gonna be all over.
Well deserved.
Mr. Salinas, when do they plan to start the painting?
As you saw, one of the drawings out there is really intricate, so right now we're trying to find an artist. We're working, hopefully we can get Mr. Arjona. There's an artist at one of the schools in Hidalgo that does really good work. We're gonna try to work with the local school district first, see if we can find somebody to help us paint it. We are gonna look at different options, because we want to make sure that whatever we have is gonna withstand and not get any graffiti. So we need to make sure we use the right paint with some kind of an anti-graffiti coating. So that's what we're working at. We're hoping we can get started maybe in middle of May or June, July, depending on how soon we can get an artist to do it. All right, thank you.
So where exactly are, have you already pinpointed the locations where?
What the intent was to put them in front of the different schools that the students were attending. Unfortunately, at one of the schools, there is no standpipes. So we're kind of looking at dodines along Rolongoria, because there's 2 standpipes right there. And then, of course, the other one is off Sorensen, right? Sorensen Middle School. So we're looking at putting one there as well. And then eventually, we'll put them around the rest of the city in different standpipes within the service area.
Wow.
Hopefully, it'll bring more awareness to water conservation and help beautify the city. Some of those standpipes, if you all seen them, are pretty ragged. So this will help clean them.
Yeah, I've
And-
seen it in other cities.
Yeah.
Where they have them,
Yeah.
nice and painted.
So
and
this one was possible through a grant that the city, the Keep San Juan Beautiful got from the Keep Texas Beautiful. Yes. So, all right.
Congratulations to the winners. It's awesome. That's beautiful artwork that you guys have. And hopefully one day, you come back to this community and continue painting. We'll assign the walls, right? But we'll make sure. But once again, thank you guys and everyone else who took part of this. This means a lot to the community, and I'm very excited. I know we are all excited about it. So once again, let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Arjona.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, Commissioner, staff, community members, artists, welcome. So on the presentation, Mayor, we have the first item presentation on the new fire station. I know that we looked at it before. However, we're looking at maybe, yes, maybe shifting the building a little bit further to the north, to better utilize that facility along with the current facility. So we have Mr. Juan Cantu here with us, from ERO Architects, that will be explaining the moving over to the north. The rendering is not going to change per se, it's just going to be the location a little bit further to the north. So, Mr. Cantu.
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. My name is Juan Cantu. I work for ERO. We're going to give you an update on the schematic design for the new fire station. As indicated by Mr. Arjona, from the last visit that we had here on the governor, for us to keep the city hall, move the building north, and then utilize the street for 7th Street variance. So we'll go through our program, the site survey, the down survey, the site plan, the floor plan, estimate, so as part of the program, nothing really changed. All we really did was just adjust the floor plan and the layout. So none of this has changed. This has been approved by Chief Garza and Mr. Arjona. So here you can see the new site plan. It's incorporating the 7th Street areas on the north side. We'll see this is the actual on 7th Street area. This is the new site plan. So again, the city hall, you can see the hall, and we need to go to the north side. So we do that at 11,000. Everything's been programmed as per Chief Garson's approval. The only thing that we couldn't really get here was the wide site plan because this was parking for the administration. We have to keep the street, and also make this parking on the south side of the street. This is the floor plan. The main difference here is that we put the access in on the north side and we move the machine to the south side. We're planning a new process here in February. It's a little bit lower than our initial one in November, and it's really the lack of parking we have now. So it is a 2.2 for one. We had a this is our schedule, tentative schedule. We're hoping to get schematic design approved by this week or next week. And this is just the overview of 2022. Hopefully we start the construction in September. We'll year beyond 2023 we'll have the here we're showing our new renderings. You see the existing city hall and the new building, 11,700 square feet on the north side. Of course, you don't see the street anymore, it's 7th Street. Again, the bays were provided on the north side, so we can have access to for the fire trucks coming in from 7th Street. And just an aerial to the southwest, just showing all the buildings, we just kept the same materials, the existing, or stucco, brick, and CMU. Just an eye-level view. Again, we're trying to keep the same locale areas as the city hall. A lot of the materials stay the same from the original design. Again, the only big change is the apparatus changing.
What's how many bays are on there? Is it four, Chief? Is that what we initially asked? You asked for? Correct. Okay. Okay.
I know we were trying to get one more at one point, but we ended up creating a storage area.
Correct. That's what I remember.
So if you go back to the plan real quick, you can see the added storage. And I think it was discussed also at one point, maybe provide a mezzanine area to also get more storage. If you can see it's not a bay on the very north side.
Okay.
This is just a night view again, the materials we had previously.
So you said the projected completion date would be September of 2023, is that correct?
12 months of construction begins January. Might be off by a week.
No, that's fine, no.
And Mr. Arjona has some So that's construction will start in September.
So you guys will be going at the same time as the city hall going, or
I believe they have it scheduled for November.
November?
But now, since we're keeping City Hall, there shouldn't be a rush for them to move over, which was our initial plan at the beginning, to get everybody from the existing City Hall to the new City Hall and coincide with new construction.
So the question, I'm sorry, sir. So the question, Chief, you guys have already contacted Basilica in reference to
That's correct.
the employees going?
Accommodations?
Yeah, exactly. So everything's good there?
We're good to go.
Yeah, good, okay. Any questions? If not, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
The next item, Mayor, item B will be tabled until the next meeting. We'll probably take no action.
That's correct, sir. Yes, sir.
Item C, we have the presentation of the San Juan Community Lions Club pageant number 2022. Mr. Salinas,
On item B, Arjona, you said for the 22nd, am I correct?
the next one.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. Can I close this?
Sure.
All right, sorry. I'm gonna change my hat here. Most of you are aware, I'm the president of the San Juan Community Lions Club. And we're here to announce that the San Juan Community Lions Club Miss Beauty pageant will be held in March on the weekend of the 26th and 27th, with activities proceeding through Saturday and into Sunday, with the event being on the actual Sunday.
So it started March 26th?
Yes, March 26th is that Saturday, if I remember correctly. Give me a second. Yes, it's a Saturday, but the event itself is on the Sunday. We'll provide you the exact time on the date. Unfortunately, the secretary for the Lions Club had a death in the family, so she wasn't able to make it for the flyers that we were supposed to pass out today. So I apologize for that.
So what actually are they going to do on the 26th?
That's when the actual pageant happens, on the 26th. That's when there will be the queens will be competing to become the new set of the royal court for the city, the San Juan Community Lions.
So then what happens on the 27th?
Oh, I'm sorry. On the 27th is the royal court. 26th is all the activities that the girls are going to be doing leading up to the event. So that basically, it's the whole weekend, but they have different activities that they're doing to get ready for the event.
Okay,
So
because
there are actually no events happening for the public to attend. It's more on the inside. Yes.
okay, because the last pageant they had, it was a one-day deal.
Yeah, it's still one day. The event itself is one day on the 27th. The ladies who will be competing will be getting ready on the day before. So that's why it's 26 and 27.
And I'm just trying to get clarification for the simple reason that I've gotten calls in reference to this, the pageant.
Yes.
The San Juan Royal Court, and I spoke to Mr. Arjona, and that's why it's on the agenda.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of want clarification, so that way I can go back to the citizen and inform them of
It is-
how this is going to work.
The actual event is on the 27th. Ms. Leanne Ramirez, which is the chairperson for the Lions Club in charge of the pageant, is the one who's leading the charge. And she unfortunately couldn't make it tonight. But she's already been in contact with several parents who have young ladies who want to compete, and also has been in contact with the school district and been passing out information out at the school district.
Now, where are y'all planning?
At the auditorium at the school district.
And who's providing the judges for the?
That is, right now, we're trying to get out-of-town judges, so we don't have conflicts. So one of the things that we are looking at is possibly the news media as well. Right now, we're kind of looking at the different items. That's why I kind of wanted fortunately, Leanne to be here, but she had an emergency, so she's the one that's got all the information.
Good.
Yeah, but it is on the 27th.
The
That's
most
Sunday.
important thing is you gave us dates, which is
Yes,
26th,
27th, yeah.
27th.
26 is
March.
to lead up for the preparation for them to get everything done so we can have the pageant on the 27th.
Okay.
As soon as we can get the flyer, we can post it on the social media as well.
Yes, we're hoping to have it today, and I apologize for, there was an emergency.
Is there a fee for them to register and to compete in the pageant?
I knew you were going to ask me that question. And I don't have it. That's something that Ms.
Okay.
Leanne Ramirez has, so she's got all that information.
And there's 3 age groups, correct?
Yes, it's little, and then there's junior and then miss.
This one.
Yes.
Well, the high school,
The high school, yes, which is high school to 21.
elementary,
Yeah.
middle school, and the high school.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So what role does the city come into this?
Nothing, we were just wanting to announce it so people can see it in the media.
No, I'm saying like as far as is there any help that you need from the city or that I guess Leanne would be the person to
Yes.
ask that, right?
Yes,
Okay, no problem.
Keep us updated.
Yeah,
I will. I'll run the information to the city manager so he can get it up to you all.
yeah, no,
Okay.
I mean, like I said, my main concern was just the actual, the date.
Yes, sir, it's been set for the
Perfect.
27th.
Any other questions for Mr. Salinas? If not, we're good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
The other item, Ms. Salinas, update on hazardous mitigation action plan.
So this is just an update. The Hidalgo County Hazardous Mitigation Plan has been completed and finalized. The chief has his copy. There is a copy that we made available to the city secretary. And of course, I have my copy. We did not print a copy of the plan because it's over 200 and some odd pages long. But it is available on the city drive, and that makes us now prepared in the event that there is grants available as part of a hazardous mitigation. We'll be able to qualify to apply for those grants in the event we ever need them. So I just want to get an update that that's been done. They've been working on it for the past year, and it's ready to go.
Questions? Okay, thank you, sir.
The next item on the presentation, tonight we have a presentation on departmental reports. Tonight we have pretty much all departments, Department of Finance, Department of Fire, Police Department, Municipal Court, Department of Utilities, Department of Planning and Zoning, Parks and Recreation, Sanitation, and San Juan Memorial Library. Every department director is here, ready, available. Should you have any questions for them on their reports?
Is there at this time, any questions?
Yes, Ms. Sassin, you're still are absent of, you don't have your city commissioner on your board yet, correct? We haven't assigned one out yet? Okay, so we need to put that on the next meeting. Okay,
What are you talking about? The ex official or what? For the San Juan Library one? We don't have one? Oh, really? Okay. No problem. Any other questions?
do we have the report for the Noche de Paz and for the spasmatics?
Didn't put in the agenda, but we do have it ready. It
It's-
should be, it was not a deal, what was it, Mr. Patrick, Friday, late afternoon? So it'll be on the next agenda, the next meeting.
Okay, so we've already gotten all the information, all the payments have been made and all that? Okay, great, thank you.
Ms. Enriquez, did you follow up in reference to the court that I had asked from the last meeting with the payment on, where are we at on that? What was that again? I'm sorry? Uh-huh. Yes. Okay, good. Okay. Great, great. Now, as far as your warrant officer, is he still conducting home visits and trying to collect? Uh-huh. Okay.
County might, stop the COVID, so we might have more time now, to, do them a home, not, confirm that COVID is not no longer, important. The take-home, letters that we need home delivered. And continue with your home health.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, we'll move on. Go ahead.
I do real quick. I guess, Mr. Soto, which you're stepping in temporarily and stuff. Can you touch up on? Do we have a truck out there? a new truck that we have for the potholes? Specifically for that, it's a newer truck that we just recently got, right? It hasn't been used? No. How long has it not been used?
8 months, something like that.
Been sitting there? Is there and I guess, is there a reason is it training? Is it
Pretty trained.
we don't have drivers or?
We need the asphalt to get
We're waiting on the materials, the
Right.
asphalt. That's okay. Now, and I've been quiet, but I didn't know what it was. It was a lack of drivers, or lack of not being trained for that specific truck, or what the reason was. But we're still waiting for asphalt. Correct. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, we'll move on. Go ahead, sir.
Public hearings, we have hold a public hearing, and there's a little typo there. It's supposed to be hold a public hearing for a variance request to rededicate a 60 feet by 130 feet portion of East 7th Street from Nebraska Avenue eastward, a distance of 130 feet from a street right-of-way used to viable city property to construct a portion of a new fire department facility. And two, the consideration of using this portion, 60 by 130 portion of East 7th Street will result in East 7th Street being a dead-end street, which city code requires a variance to be considered and awarded as requested by the city of San Juan. Juscelina, as you saw the presentation, that was the variance that were presented here just shortly ago. Yes. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona, Mayor, Commissioners. Basically, we've seen the presentation. This was presented to the Planning Commission, and staff is recommending approval of the variances, and so did the Planning Commission recommend approval 4-0. We did mail notices out to people within a 200-foot radius and published in the paper. We didn't have any comments in favor or against this proposal. And in essence, it's just to turn in that section of the road into a viable city use for the public facility, which is the fire station. So that's our recommendation, and this is a public hearing.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and open this up at 6:28 PM. 6:28 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Mr. Daniel, you mentioned that you did not receive any.
We received one call, but we asked them to send us something in writing, and it was the property facing Kansas.
Yeah.
And on 7th, but it's facing Kansas.
Okay.
So we didn't receive anything from them.
Got it.
What was their concern?
They just stated that they used road, but they're facing Kansas. They can go straight
Other
to
way.
business or south on Kansas, and
Okay.
that was pretty much it.
Any other questions for Mr. Daniel? If not, I'm going to go ahead and close this at 6:29 PM. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item, hold a public hearing and consider an ordinance for a conditional use permit for the sale of an on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages, wine and beer at a proposed Chili's restaurant to be located at 1411 East Interstate Highway number 2, legally described as Lot 3, Plaza San Juan Subdivision, as requested by Brinker International Incorporated.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona, and Mayor and Commissioners. Of course, this conditional use permit for sale and on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages, wine and beer for the Chili's restaurant. We did have a public hearing before the Planning Commission, and we didn't have any comments in favor or against. We did send notices out to people within a 200-foot radius. There was only 3 notices. We didn't receive any any comments in favor or against either. So staff's recommending approval, as is the Planning Commission. It was a 4-0 vote. There was 4 people of the commission present, and this is a public hearing. This matter is now before you.
That being said, I'm going to go ahead and open this up at 6:30 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions for Mr. Daniel, members of the commission? If not, I'm going to go ahead and close this at 6:30 PM. Is there a motion to approve? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item, hold a public hearing and consider ordinance for a conditional use permit for the sale of an on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages, wine and beer at Don Marisco Restaurant located 901 North Raul Longoria Road, Pecan Estates, block number 2, as requested by Ernesto Lozano. Mr. Quirina.
Mr. Arjona, Mayor and Commissioners, this is simply a change of ownership. Before, it used to be Estrella del Mar Restaurant, and now the applicant is requesting to have all the paperwork under his name and to be able to continue with the sale and on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages at the property. We sent out 22 notices to property owners within a 200-foot radius and received no comments in favor or against the request. We held a meeting before the Planning Commission, and staff recommended approval, of which the Planning Commission also recommended unanimously to approve this. The hours, the latest is 9 p.m. So this is a public hearing. This matter is now before you.
Go ahead and open this up at 6:30 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Questions, members of the commission?
So this is pretty much just a change of ownership is what we're looking at?
Yes, ma'am. They're taking over the restaurant, and they need to have the paperwork in their
In their name?
in their name. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, that you know, Mr. Daniel, any calls from PD or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Disturbance?
Mayor.
Nothing?
No, sir.
Okay. All righty. Any other questions? If not, I'll close this at 6:32 p.m. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item, hold a public hearing and consider an ordinance for a conditional use permit to allow detail shop at 1310 Sergeant-Mania Trevino Road, legally described as the east 300 feet of the south 218.2 feet of lot 13, block 39, Alamo Land and Sugar Company, located at the northwest corner of Sergeant-Mania Trevino and Cesar Chavez Road, is requested by Miguel Angel Aviles.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona. Mayor, Commissioners, this is a property that was incorporated into the city in 1985. And originally it was outside the city limits since the 1970s, and then brought into the city in 1985 and zoned as general business district. The applicant's proposing a detail shop to repair windshields and buff cars and dents. And in your report, you see the hours and the days and hours of operation. We did mail 8 notices to property owners within a 200-foot radius. We did not receive any comments in favor or against this item. We did present the matter before the Planning Commission. Staff's recommending approval subject to compliance with the list of requirements outlined in the report. And the Planning Commission unanimously approved this conditional use permit as well. This is a public hearing.
I'm going to open it up at 6:34 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Go ahead.
Yeah, what were some of those requirements? I mean, I'm just, some of the subjects to compliance.
The requirements, Commissioner Villegas, Villegas, I'm sorry. It's on page 2 or page 99 at the bottom, page 2 of the report. It's in essence it's the list of requirements that we have from the ordinance. So they have to all repair, maintenance, painting, and other work shall take place within an enclosed area. There shall be no outside storage of materials. The building where the proposed work is to take place shall be at least 100 foot.
All of them were met, or?
I'm sorry?
They met all of them?
Yes, sir. The owner has a residence right next door, and he's the one who's proposing to rent this to this individual. Yes, sir.
Questions? If not, I'm going to close this at 6:35 p.m. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item, consider an ordinance for voluntary annexation petition for 13.41 acre tract land out of Lot 14, Block 47, Alamo Land and Sugar Company subdivision as per the map recorded in Volume 1, pages 24 through 26. Map records, Hidalgo County, Texas, requested by AAAR Family Ltd. Mr. Tegrina.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona, Mayor and Commissioners. This is part of the La Paloma subdivision, which is a residential subdivision located on the north side of Nolana, about a half-mile west of Cesar Chavez. On November 9th, 2021, the City Commission approved Resolution 2127, accepting the petition for voluntary annexation and setting dates and times for public hearings. At this time, staff is recommending approval of the first reading of the ordinance. So we already have the resolution, now it's the first reading of the ordinance.
That means I'm going to open this up at 6:36 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions, members of the commission? Okay, no questions? I'll go ahead and close this at 6:36 p.m. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
In second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're good on phone?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just me. Was public hearing.
Okay.
Bill is consider an ordinance for voluntary annexation petition for the 24.85 acre tract of land out of Lot 7 Stewart's addition to the Conway Garden subdivision as per the map recorded in Volume 0, pages 43, map records, Hidalgo County, Texas, as requested by EastCon Development. Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona, Mayor and City Commissioners. Planning Department is processing the Orchards of San Juan, a residential subdivision located at the southwest corner of Stewart and Moore, and part of the subdivision is outside the city limits. So on November 23rd, 2021, the City Commission approved a resolution 2129 accepting petition for voluntary annexation and setting dates and times for public hearings. So at this time, the resolution's been passed. Now we move on to the first reading of the ordinance. Staff recommends approval of the first reading of the ordinance.
Not a public hearing.
Correct, sir.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay, any questions for Mr. Daniel? If not, is there a motion to approve? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item is hold a public hearing for conditional use permit to allow enterprise car sales and rent a car at 701 East Interstate Highway Number 2, legally described as south 753.40 feet of the east, 330 feet of the west, 660 feet of Lot 7, Block 35, Alamo Land and Sugar Company, as requested by Ples E. Schnitz.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona, Mayor and Commissioners. Since it's enterprise rent-a-cars and it's on the expressway corridor, requires a conditional use permit. So that's why they went before the Planning Commission and they're before us, before the Mayor and Commission this evening. The proposal is to demolish the existing building that's there right now and to construct a 9,679 square foot building with a beautiful facade and elevations and everything based on the architectural guidelines noted in the expressway corridor. They're proposing to sell used vehicles that they rent, and then the rent cars as well, truck rentals. They're also going to construct a truck wash building, a fueling station, and an office. And they are going to subdivide the property. There's some additional information for your knowledge there in the middle, and which I'll jump to. We mailed. I want to make a point. I did speak to the owner, Mr. Schnitz, or the applicant, and it's a $7 million project just for the building. And like I said, they're going to demolish the existing building and they're going to construct a new building. So it's going to look very nice. And you could see in the site plan how the layout is going to look in your packets. We did mail notices of the public hearing to 16 property owners within a 200-foot radius and received no comments in favor or against the request. Staff did present this item to the Planning Commission as well, and it passed unanimously with a 5-0 vote. This is a public hearing. This matters now before you, Mayor and Council.
Go ahead and open this up at 6:40 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions, members of the commission?
This will be located right next to the Range Rover dealership, is that correct?
It's yes, ma'am, Gilsa, Jaguar.
Oh,
It kind of
Gilsa,
looks
yes.
like a warehouse building that'll be demolished, and it's got a white picket fence on the south side of the expressway. So that'll be demolished.
Not the way it would look, that's rendering. This is rendering of the way it would look.
Yes, sir.
That's the front facade, but the rest is gonna,
Awesome.
the rest of it is gonna look very nice.
It's a good opportunity for property tax and along with sales tax as well.
Now, as far as the facility,
Yes, sir.
do you guys like, obviously the restrictions on it, having to do with the stormwater and stuff like that?
Have to be like recapture the water and reuse or whatever.
And do
Yes,
they
sir.
know, do they know?
Yes, sir. We did provide them with a copy of that information, and in the site plan, Mayor, they show it. It's further to the south, closer to Carroll. It's just for their internal use. It's not a big building. It's just to wash and clean the cars that they rent and sell.
But they'll be able to capture the water?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? If not, I'll go ahead and close this at 6:42 PM. Is there a motion to approve? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item on the discussion and possible action, we have discussion and possible action to authorize city manager to declare a 2001 Ford Crown Victoria and a 2010 Chevrolet Malibu as surplus and for final disposal for auction. Seated.
Mayor, in this case, staff recommends approval these units. We've tried to put them into use, but we haven't been able to utilize them. So this matter is now before you for your consideration.
Questions? If not, is there a motion to approve? There's been second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item, Mayor, Commissioners, consider preliminary and final plat approval of La Paloma subdivision being a 20.83 acre tract of land out of Lot 14, Block 47, Alamo Land and Sugar Company subdivision located approximately a quarter of a mile west of Cesar Chavez Road along the north side on Orlando Avenue, is requested by Javier Hinojosa Engineering. Mr. Tirina.
Thank you, Mr. Arona. Mayor and Commissioners, in this particular subdivision, there are 87 residential lots that are being proposed and 7 lots facing Nolana. As far as water, sewer, storm drainage and everything, that's gonna be they're gonna comply with all of that. The section towards the bottom of the report where the engineer is requesting some variances, number 1, to not comply with the required setbacks, they're proposing a 5-foot setback instead of, for interior lots, instead of the required 6-foot setback. And they're also requesting a 15-foot rear setback, which actually, if we read number 3, to comply with a 15-foot utility easement on the rear of all properties, they are proposing to not comply, and they're proposing a 10-foot easement. So, number 2, to not comply with a 65-foot minimum width lot requirement, which is 65 feet, and it's they're proposing 64, which is a foot. And number 4 is actually a moot. They just put it on there, but it's already something that we're practicing, which is the park fees, 50% are paid. So number 5 is the one that is kind of more interesting, something that we need, that I would point out to the mayor and the commission. are lots 1, 2, 41, and 42. I did pass out a packet there with the square footages of the lots, of these lots, 1, 2, 41, and 42. They're supposed to be 100 by 150, and lot number 1 has 6,408 square feet. So they should be 15,000 square feet a piece, the commercial lots fronting Nolana. Lot number 2 has 6,166 square feet, where 15,000 is required. And then as we move to the right, lot 42 has 11,108 square feet, where 15,000 square feet is required. And 41 is also at 11,404 square feet. So these are the variances that are before you, Mayor and commissioners. I'm sorry? Number 3, to not comply with a 15-foot utility easement on the rear of all properties, and they are proposing a 10-foot easement. So basically, right now, the ordinance calls for a 15-foot easement around the perimeter of the entire property. So they're requesting a 10-foot easement instead of a 15-foot easement. So as far as this was presented to the Planning Commission and staff, and the Planning Commission recommend approval of the infrastructure improvements, but denial of the variances requested. However, there is some leeway that can be taken if so desired by the mayor and the commission, because we've seen some of these requests come before us already.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna point out, is that we've done this before.
And I was just going to point out, Mayor, Commissioner, if we look at number 3, where it says that the 15-foot utility easement, if we shave out those 5 feet, that's going to accommodate item number one, so that this one will not even be into play. Maybe deny that. So that's going to push the property further back, giving those 5 foot of additional space. So instead of, which is a 15, but more than
When you say additional space, it's the space up in the front.
up in the front.
Am I
Right.
correct? Okay.
And then the other one is lot number 1 and 2. Obviously, they're pretty small, 6,408, where the requirement is what, 15,000 square feet? So I don't know, maybe combine both of them into one. And the other ones, it's a minimal 4,000 square feet. I don't know, that'll be up to you, whether 1 and 1 or combine them into one as well.
That recommendation
That recommendation, what we do is follow the ordinance denial, but here you can pretty much select what I pretty much recommended. Or you may want to do 1 and 1.
Okay.
Can you go over number 4 when you're talking about do not comply with a park fee?
Oh, yes, ma'am. This is something that the city's already doing, wherein they're stating that they'll pay 50% of the park fee, and whenever the builder comes in, buys the lot and constructs the home, they pay the other 50%. So this is not a variance.
It used to be where the
They have to pay.
developer would pay all of the park
100%.
fee, 100% up front.
So they're aware of that prior to buying the property, that they are responsible for the 50%, the developer? Okay. I want to make sure they're aware of that prior to signing the papers and sealing the deal.
Put that on the record again, Mr. Horn, in reference to the setbacks, the 10 feet.
Obviously, not to comply with number 1, allowing that 5 foot instead of the 6. However, not the other 2, because of the fact that on number 3, we're going to be obviously going from 15-foot utility easement to 10 feet, so that'll give them an additional 5, and that's pretty much what's.
Okay.
Now,
Now, just for the record, we've done this and we've helped with,
Actually, we've always done that. Now, that's one of the things that we're looking and maybe amending the ordinance. So instead of the 15-foot utility easement on the perimeter side.
yeah, we should look into that.
Yes, sir, Mayor.
Okay. Okay, with that being said, what our city manager, Mr. Arjona, stated on the record, is there a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next item.
Motion carries. Thank you,
I'm
sir.
sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
The next item, consider resolution to approve a water line access agreement between the North Alamo Water Supply Corporation, City of San Juan, and OC Development LTD for Crescent Estate Subdivision. Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona. Commissioners, this is it was standard. It's just an agreement between the city and North Alamo Water Supply for a subdivision inside our city limits, Christian Estates. And so we recommend the adoption of the resolution to approve the water line access agreement as presented.
Questions? Not, is there a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Discussion and possible action to adopt the emergency response plan required per Senate Bill number 3 and authorize city manager to execute all related documents and budget amendment as needed. Mr. Salinas?
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. The 87 legislature passed the Senate Bill 3 that requires that all affected utilities with the city of San Juan is one to adopt an emergency response plan by March 1st of 2022 and implement it by July 1st of 2022. The plan is ready and we're just basically adopting at today's ratification.
Questions for Mr. Salinas? If not, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item, discussion and possible action to authorize city manager to declare 2006 Ford F-150 Unit 260 as surplus and for final disposal at the auction.
Mayor Commissioners, unfortunately, through inadvertent my own, I didn't put this on the last item to declare it surplus, so I just need to declare it surplus so we can dispose of the vehicle.
That being said, is there a motion to approve? Second. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Next item, discussion and possible action to approve an agreement with Trimet Consultants LLC for engineering services and associated budget for the installation of dual voltage magnetic flow meter for the Sergeant-Mania Reservoir. Authorize city manager to execute all related documents and budget amendment as needed. Mr. Salinas?
Before I move, there is a typo
Yes,
in the
Trimat.
discussion. It's TriMad, not Tri.
What is it?
It's MAD. It's missing a D at the end of the A there for TriMad.
Can you spell that for the record?
TRIMA. D. Sorry.
D.
TriMad. Yeah, as part of the permanent contract that we have with Hidalgo Irrigation District Number 2, they have the right to dictate the type of meter that needs to go in the reservoir as we get water from their irrigation canals. They have requested that we replace the mechanical propeller meter that we have out there because it tends to get caught up with debris as that comes through the irrigation canals and it doesn't register water from time to time. So they're requesting a magnetic meter that has no moving parts, so nothing will clog into it, plus more accurate. So this is to approve the agreement with TriMad Engineering so we can install that meter at the Sergeant-Mania Reservoir.
Any questions for Salinas?
In the packet, the 3,000?
Yes, that includes the engineering cost and the estimated cost for construction.
Got it. Any other questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Next item, discussion and possible action to approve an agreement with, again, TriMet Consultants LLC for engineering services and associated budget for improvements to the existing sanitary sewer collection system that has partially collapsed under an apartment building in the F.Art Speak Subdivision and authorize city manager to execute all related documents and budget amendment as needed. Mr. Salinas?
Again, there's the description that is TriMad, TRIMAD, TriMad Consulting. And y'all may be aware there is a sewer line underneath the apartment at the intersection of Iowa and Sam Houston or 11th Street that has partially collapsed underneath there. So this agreement will allow them to continue finish the design so we can go out for bid and replace that, actually reroute it, get it out from underneath that apartment complex so we don't have to worry about it anymore, and reconnect the services for all the properties that are affected by that line.
Questions for Salinas?
Just for the record, Mayor, this is a line, sewer line that has been there for a long time. We have no idea what was going under a building like this, now there's additional work that needs to be done so that we can make it right. So we're looking into that.
Okay. Is there a motion approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fact shows we have considered entering into interlocal cooperation agreement between the City of San Juan and Hidalgo County to provide efficient and effective library services for county residents, city and county residents. Mrs. C.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners.
afternoon, ma'am.
This is the yearly agreement we have with Hidalgo County to provide resources for the citizens of San Juan. And this year, the amount is $14,777.69. So it's a yearly agreement we have with the county.
Questions? If not, motion approved.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Under consent agenda, tonight we have item A, B, C, and D. Know that you can approve them all together or pull them individually to make a better decision or ask any questions.
At this time, under a consent agenda, is there anything that we need to amend or modify? Amend or modify? If not, is there a motion to approve? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Sorry, under executive session, we have, tonight we have, under item A,
Go
we
ahead, go
have
ahead.
item 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to be discussed in executive session.
At this time, is there a motion to go into executive session? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We will be going to executive session at 6:57 PM. Thank you. We're back from executive session at 8:07 PM. Is there a motion to reconvene? So moved. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under executive session A1, Project Try and Project Stay, I'll make a motion as per recommendation of our city manager / EDC director. That's in the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under executive session A2, we're taking no action at this time. No action. Under executive session A3, we're taking no action at this time. No action under A3. Under executive session A4, we're taking no action at this time. No action on A4. And under executive session A5, I'll make a motion as per recommendation of our city manager / EDC director. That's in the motion. Is there a second? It's been second by Coach Neto. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. This meeting has been adjourned at 8:08 PM. Thank you.